Hey guys, it's another Jim's Transformers review, and this is what I promised. I mean, to be honest, when I made that teaser, it was before the figure arrived, and I was a lot more excited about it than I am now that I have it. But this is Masterpiece Hot Rodimus. Quick look at the box, you can see it's the classic Transformers Masterpiece kind of design with that little flash of light behind the vehicle mode. You have his car mode on the side, robot mode on the other side. Transformers Masterpiece, Takaratomi, product shots, and a whole bunch of Japanese. It's a nice compact box, nothing super special, but it does its job. Now that we've got the packaging out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the figure. And much like this year's iPhone 7, while not bad, he's noticeably disappointing. We start off in robot mode, which is the main issue with this figure, is the robot mode. It's not bad per se. I mean, there's a lot of great things about it. It's very ingenuitive. The entire car mode just packs together into this top third of the figure, which I think is pretty clever. It just isn't implemented super well, and there are a couple of main reasons for that, but I'll get back to that in a second. Let's zoom in so we can take a look at some of the positives. This face sculpt is pretty fantastic. Nice piercing blue eyes, a pretty decent gray look to the face, and not just a nice animation accurate face overall. That's really nice. And while the look of the proportions of the limbs and everything looked a little off in pictures at first, I actually kind of like the look that he has here as far as arm and leg proportions. Let's take a quick look at accessories. In the box, he comes with this trading card, his instruction sheet. Also packed in the box are these two guns, which have two pegs each on them, one for vehicle mode storage and one for robot mode right there. And these are nice. They have some decent detail on them. A little more paint probably would have been nice, but they're really well molded, which I can't complain about. The guns look pretty darn good in his hands, and his arms are well articulated enough to where you can get him doing some pretty nifty things. They tab in just like any other Masterpiece gun, so you could swap these out for pretty much any other Masterpiece figure you might own. You can also flip the hand in, and it reveals that little nub right there, to which you can attach his spinning saw blade. It's already rendered in plastic to look like it's spinning, but you could also spin it. I do wish that it would have come with an alternative blade so that it looks like it's not spinning. You know, it's just the saw, but you know, it still looks pretty cool. And the last accessory he comes with is part of the reason why I love Takara sometimes, why I really truly love them, and it's this giant ridiculous fishing pole, and he holds it really well in his hand, and he's articulated enough to where he can wield it two-handed, and that's just a quirky little reference to the movie, and that's kind of lovely in my opinion. There are just a couple more features to this guy, first of which you'll find in his cranium. You can flip up his head and brains! No, I'm just kidding, but you'll find this little hinge with a little blue piece of plastic on it. You just... oh no! Well, it happened on camera, guys. My last time recording. I was just about to say how careful you have to be with this because it's clear plastic. Well, look at that. It's broken. It's snapped. This is what it's supposed to look like, if you're interested. One last feature to this guy, and that is what begins the majority of his problems. You open up his chest, and there's a nice big cavity in there for you to be able to fit MP10's Matrix of Leadership. Fits in there nice enough, and it looks pretty nice. The only problem is that in order to have the space to do that, they needed to put a pretty big sized cavity in there. So all this couldn't compact anymore. So he's left with a pretty big backpack and a really flat looking chest. And that's my main problem with the guy, is just the look of his abdomen. It's just flat and it's wide. It just doesn't really look that great. Articulation-wise, he has some pretty standard Masterpiece articulation, you know, decent range with everything. Some of the joints are a bit too tight, like this swivel right here. It's so tight that when you try to twist it, you'll just end up popping the arm out. He has a waist swivel And nicely enough, an ab crunch. I'll give him credit for that. And, you know, all the standard leg stuff. A nice double bend at the knee. I appreciate that. So there are some nice posing surprises out of this guy, especially the double joints and the ab crunch. But the ab crunch is so loose that you won't be able to use it for too much anyway. And other than that, it's just pretty standard Masterpiece affair. So overall, this robot mode is just, yeah, it broke on me during the review. And a $60 toy, a $70 toy, shouldn't have small, super easy to break pieces like that. I'm sorry, the build quality should be better. The chest is all flat and it just bulks out a little too much on the back. So yeah, this guy looks decent and has decent build quality, but next to my other masterpieces, he just looks a bit dull. Wheeljack looks miles ahead compared to him. Even Prowl, with this kind of more generic design, looks just a little more layered and detailed and nice. Hot Rod is a bit taller than most of the car formers. It's nice, I guess, but I would have rather him been a bit shorter, more compact, and, you know, just a little more solid. Now that we've finished talking about this guy in robot mode, let's see how his vehicle mode compares. And here he is in his vehicle mode, and while I was pretty disappointed in the robot mode, this is where this figure really, really shines. This is a gorgeous alt mode. I've always loved the design of the Hot Rod in the animated film and in the G1 cartoon, and this captures it perfectly. It's so sleek and has like a low center of gravity to it. Sometimes there are panel issues on this guy, like everything doesn't always quite click together, but most of the time it's really nice, and this really saved the figure from being like a C figure. While not all the accessories can fit in this mode, you can fit the two guns on the top there, and the engine block right here can flip up. You can peg one of the guns in there, which is really kind of a nifty option. Personally, I just leave them kind of unattached. Now for size comparison vehicle mode, here's Hot Rod Boy here with Prowl. You can see that difference there. He's a bit longer, just a tad bit, marginally wider. But yeah, this alt mode really does save the whole figure for me. This is the mode, strangely enough, I am going to keep him displayed in because I really love the look of it. Don't tell me how to live my life. The robot mode was okay, but it was kind of a disappointment as far as masterpieces go. This is where the masterpiece comes in the figure, and I think this is kind of worth the price alone to have a nice representation of the Hot Rod car. So I'll give it a B- overall. So it turns out that I forgot to shoot an ending. So this is my ending. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. Thank you very much for enjoying, and just click the other links on the screen to check out other reviews of mine, and I can't wait to see you next time.